Hello everyone! Boat ramps are back and busier than ever, where jackplates shear off, Lexus SUVs float better than expected, and trucks disappear while the wipers keep going. From Clear Lake to Caddo, Miami to the California Delta, one thing's certain, the ramp doesn't care who you are. It never does. Free entertainment. The parking brake costs nothing. The tow bill, the total loss, and the insurance call. That's a different story entirely. Lake season is officially open. One bolt. That's all it took to turn a perfect fishing day into a nightmare on Caddo Lake. The jackplate sheared clean off, motor hanging, transom done, and the only thing left was the sound of everyone covering their ears. They say a bad day fishing beats a good day at work, but nobody told that to this bullet boat. Because today, the only thing this captain caught was a repair bill. Brakes on, driver out, and somehow, the ute still found its way into the Hacking River. The ramp was slippery, the tide had other plans, and a brand new car became an underwater parking spot nobody asked for. But here's where the story flips. George didn't hesitate. Jumped in with his four-wheel drive, got another legend alongside him, and together they pulled that ute back from the deep end. The owner, already diving into freezing water, trying to unhook the boat himself. Wipers still going, electric smoking, fireys on standby, and somehow everyone walked away. Some days the ramp wins, but at least the right people showed up. No boat, no trailer, just a Lexus taking a solo swim at the Marambula ramp. Brakes on, owner out, and somehow gravity had other plans, because that thing rolled straight into the drink like it had a reservation. The door seals held so well it actually floated, which is impressive for a car that's definitely not a boat. But here's the best part. The whole crowd showed up. Ropes out, 4 WDs locked in, and that Lexus was back on dry land before it could rust. Salt water, no fuel left, and a write-off waiting to happen. But not one person stood around doing nothing. That's not just a recovery, that's Australia doing what it does best. Slippery ramp, no warning, and another Hilux decides it's time for a swim. 3 cars down in 1 week, and nobody learned a thing.
Guys doing the drink.
This one's hard to watch, because it wasn't even his fault. The second that jet ski hit the water, the truck started sliding, and there was nothing he could do about it. Already on the ski, already too late. Someone on the ramp tried to help, but gravity had already made its decision. A slippery ramp, 1 split second, and just like that, the truck's gone. Just a guy having a normal day that turned into every boat owner's worst nightmare. Miami's 79th Street ramp strikes again, and this time, it claimed a Ford F-150. 1 jet ski launch, 2-wheel drive, and 0 respect for a slippery ramp. And just like that, the truck decided it was done with payments. The sign on the wall said, "Boats only, no jet skis." But apparently, nobody read that either. One guy grabbed the mirror like he was going to hold back 5,000 pounds with his bare hands. Another yanked the rope like Captain America saving the day. Neither worked. In Miami, they don't just lose boats at the ramp, They lose the whole truck too. Put it in rice, list it on Marketplace, and call it a day, because that F-150 is never coming back from this one. She backed in, went forward, and realized she was floating. Water to the center console, engine still bubbling out the exhaust like a submarine. But here's the twist. They swam it back, pulled it out, and rescued the boat too. Chevy strong. Not all heroes wear capes. Some just drive waterproof trucks. Third one this weekend at the same ramp. The e-brake failed, the electronics went under, and by the time anyone reacted, it was already sinking. One guy jumped on the hood giving everything he had. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Windows down, kids out, engine off. Every single time you hit that ramp. Not sometimes. Every time. Because when that truck starts sliding, the electronics go first. And suddenly the windows won't open and the doors won't budge. 3 trucks in 2 weekends. At some point, this stops being bad luck and starts being a lesson nobody wants to learn. Brand new truck. Worst possible day to find out the Oyama boat launch is basically a slip and slide covered in soft rock and slime. He had it in park. Didn't matter. That ramp had other plans. Wipers going, lights on, $90,000 sitting underwater. Here's the thing about that launch. Locals already knew. They'd seen it happen before. Some even brought lawn chairs on weekends just to watch. And somewhere out there, a brand new Chevy is reminding everyone that like a rock doesn't always mean what you think it does. He launched the boat perfectly, then decided to go for a swim himself. One bad step off the dock, one very cold Monday morning, and suddenly the fishing trip turned into a full-on disappearing act. The push-off worked a little too well. Down he went, hat and all, like a bobber with a big fish on the line. The walk of shame back up that ramp? Absolutely priceless. Now the real question is, did he still go fishing? Because if you're already soaking wet at 6 a.m. with a full day ahead, you might as well commit. Clear Lake claimed another one, and this Toyota Tacoma went in deeper than anyone expected. But here's what made this one different. The whole community showed up. Ropes, muscle, a SUV, and one very brave guy who jumped between the dock and the sinking truck to hook up the strap. Oh, and the windshield wipers? Still going. Full speed. Underwater. Because apparently Toyotas don't quit even when they're drowning. It took everything they had. But Lake County Strong pulled through, and that Tacoma came back up. Salvage title, soaking wet, and a story for the ages. But at least it didn't end at the bottom of Clear Lake.
Is that the jet ski?
Orwood Resort on a windy day. Truck, jet ski, and all the rookie energy you can handle before Memorial Day even starts. Nobody checked the weather. Nobody checked the wind. And nobody apparently checked if the ramp was a good idea that day. The truck went in, the jet ski followed, and somewhere out there, a backhoe showed up like it had been waiting its whole life for this moment. The locals? Not even surprised. They used to have bleachers at this ramp, and days like this are exactly why. 3 trucks in 3 days across California, and summer hasn't even officially started. Orwood Resort, undefeated. Rookie season is officially open.
Hey, you.
Fisher's Landing, Yuma, a jet ski in the water, Silverado right behind it, and a guy on a Sea-Doo just casually watching the whole thing unfold like it's a nature documentary. Nobody threw a rope, nobody jumped in to help. Half the crowd was filming, the other half was probably still holding their drinks. The windshield wipers are going underwater? Classic. The Silverado sank while the 750 floated clean? Poetic. Here's the thing about boat ramps in summer. They don't care how confident you are, how clean your jet ski is, or how many times you've done this before. One slippery ramp, one split second, and the Silverado becomes the Sea Rado. No driver, no lanyard, just a runaway boat doing laps at Tiki Lagoon like it owns the place. It bumped the dock, stopped right there, and everyone just watched. Wear the lanyard, one clip, that's all it takes. Bellambi Ramp, Australia, and the locals already knew this day was coming. No bungs, no brains, and a boat that went under before it even had a chance. The police showed up, the crowd watched, and somehow these guys were still trying to get their boat back on the trailer like nothing happened. Locals say this ramp has become a black spot. More incidents in the last few years than in the 4 decades before it. A boating license means nothing if you don't know the basics. Check the bungs, every single time. No trailer, no boat, no panic. Just a Dodge rolling into the water while he casually steps aside and watches. Phone already in hand, hands on hips, zero urgency. Lake Pleasant, Arizona. Second Dodge in 2 weeks at the same ramp. Someone tried to fan the water out of the back seat with their hands. The Doritos, though, saved. Priorities intact. Forgot the plug. And now the boat's upside down, full of water, and going nowhere fast. Some days you fish. Some days the ramp wins. Middle of the night, dark ramp, and someone decided tonight was the night to skip every step of the process. No rollers, bunk trailer, and a launch that went from zero to disaster faster than anyone could react. You could almost hear the hull scraping in slow motion, and yet somehow nobody stopped it. Here's the thing about nighttime launches. Everything that could go wrong does go wrong. You can't see the ramp, you can't see the angle, and you definitely can't see the disaster coming until it's already too late. Some lessons are learned in daylight. This one got learned in the dark. Tournament day, base boat ready, trailer backed down, except someone unhooked the bow strap before hitting the water. One small decision, one very expensive consequence. 3,000 pounds of fiberglass and aluminum said goodbye to the trailer and hello to the concrete ramp. And there's no good ending to that story. No winch, no strap, no bow hook. Just gravity doing what gravity always does when given the opportunity. Every experienced boater watching this felt it in their chest. Because every single one of them has had that one close call. That one moment where they almost forgot. This guy didn't almost forget. He fully committed, and the ramp collected its toll. Every boat owner knows the fear, backing down a steep ramp and feeling the truck start to slide. This launch went from routine to nightmare fast, as the vehicle kept rolling until it was fully in the water. Hazards still blinking like it could be saved, but the damage was already done. One steep drop, one misjudgment, and now the lake's got a brand new parking spot. Grouper season just opened, Summer Splash is in full swing, and Black Point Marina decided to celebrate by swallowing another truck whole. Low tide was brutal, everyone was warned, but nothing stops Miami from showing up, backing down, and finding out the hard way. One slip, one moment of no break, and just like that, another truck joins the collection at the bottom of the ramp. Boat season brings out the best and the worst. The early risers who make it out clean, and the ones who donate their truck to the marina before the fishing even starts. The grouper are biting, the ramps are slippery, and Black Point is officially open for business. Truck submissions welcome, apparently. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and click one of the videos on screen for more chaos. See you at the next one. Goodbye.